Well, our regional correspondent Gulliver Cragg is following this story for us in the Ukrainian capital, and he joins us now once again live from there. Gulliver, as I was saying in this bulletin, across the country we're hearing fresh reports of air raid sirens going off, missiles falling. But in the capital, Kyiv, where you are, we're hearing this is now a city that's under attack.
The latest news that I am seeing is a tweet from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, which says that there are enemy forces in Obolon. Obolon is a district of Kyiv in the north of the city, which means towards the Belarusian border in the direction of that Chernobyl power plant. And the Defense Ministry, 13 minutes ago now at the time when I'm talking to you, says that there are enemy forces in Obolon, and we ask citizens to inform about any military equipment that they see there, and also to prepare Molotov cocktails to throw at the occupiers. That's an official account on Twitter of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. They're asking people to take up arms themselves, citizens, to do whatever they can to try to stop this. A source from the president's office told Ukrainian media that there was fighting going on in Obolon. I haven't been able to verify that myself personally, but that's what's being reported in Ukrainian media, citing sources close to President Zelensky.
Now, Gulliver, in some of his latest comments, Ukraine's president has issued a decree saying that a full military mobilization of his forces will last in Ukraine for 90 days.
So right now, the Ukrainian president is just trying to do everything he can to try to throw everything that the country possibly can at this enemy invasion. Mobilization obviously is a process that doesn't mean that everybody gets called up absolutely immediately. But Volodymyr Zelensky already said that anyone who's willing and able should go take up arms and try to fight off this Russian aggression. I mean, Volodymyr Zelensky keeps saying, of course, that Ukrainians are strong, determined and fearless, and that they will fight this. But he also knows that they can't fight the Russian army on their own. And he has been saying lately things to the effect that Ukraine feels that it's on its own if it's not being defended militarily. Ukraine has been provided with a great deal of weapons from its allies and also financial support and all kinds of support. But ultimately, I think that there is feeling, or at least a fear in Ukraine, that Western sanctions won't be enough to stop Vladimir Putin. And the Ukrainian army, although it may be able to inflict very, very severe casualties on the Russian army, I don't think that they really, if they look at it realistically, feel that they'll be able to resist this very determined onslaught. However, whether or not they would be able, the Russians, to install an occupational force in Ukraine or a puppet government of some kind that would be extremely unpopular among Ukrainians, and necessarily, because it would be so unpopular, very repressive, whether or not the Russians would be able to make that stick faced with the kind of sort of partisan resistance that Ukrainians have been promising that they would organize, that is definitely another question.
Gulliver Cragg, our correspondent in Kyiv, thank you very much.